Hi, my name is Francois and I am a super teacher. Teaching mathematics isn't easy, but when you don't have the right resources to teach it with, it just becomes that much more difficult. So in this episode, I'm going to show you 4 different resources that you can make to assist you in teaching mathematics. For those of you who are following the episodes that we do on this channel, you would know that we've got a series called Teaching on a Tight Budget. In this series, I try and show teachers that you don't need a lot of money to create your own classroom resources. For all 4 of the resources that I show you in this episode, we spent in total less than 100 Rand. But before we jump into the episode, first, the question of the week. What resources do you make for your classroom? It would be great if you could share the types of resources that you make yourself. So in the comment section down below, answer the question, and if you have any links to photos or videos of your own, make sure that you link it in the comment section, or maybe even on Facebook on the Super Teacher Solutions Facebook page. Remember that you could earn CPTD points by watching the episodes on this channel, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and maybe watch the video that I link up here to find out how you can claim your CPTD points. With all that being said, let's educate. One of the biggest challenges for mathematics teachers is to keep the lessons interesting. It is one of those subjects that can become boring very quickly. So my advice is always to include activities that the children can do in the classroom, wherever it's possible. So what I thought of doing is to go research on the internet and try and find a few activities that would be fun to do in the classroom. So the first activity that I found is how to make a dice. This is such a fun activity to do. You can either do it on your own to create a dice for the classroom, or you can have all the children in your class create their own dice. So what is nice about the dice? It's a shape. In actual fact, it's a 3-dimensional shape. So if you're teaching content on shapes, you can start off with the normal 2-dimensional square and then show children how to convert this into a 3-dimensional cube. So how do you make a dice? To make the dice, you will need some cardboard, a ruler or measuring tape, some nice round stickers, a few rolls of duct tape, a carpet knife or scissors, and finally a marker or a pen. First, you will take your cardboard and measure out 6 squares. Cut your cardboard into 6 equal squares. We decided to go with 20 centimeter squares. Once you have 6 squares of equal size, stack them out in a cross like this. Using your duct tape, join the hinges of each one of the squares like this. Fold all the panels of your dice like this until you have a box. Then, using your duct tape, ensure that you cover all the hinges of the box so that it holds in place. And finally, add your stickers that will serve as the numbers for the sides of the dice. The second resource that I'll be showing you is how to make 3-dimensional toothpick structures. Your dice now becomes the cornerstone of all of the other activities. What you'll do, you'll spin the dice until you find a number, and you tell the children, let us use toothpicks to create a shape that has got 4 sides. You can first start off with the 2-dimensional shape. You will need the dice we just made, a bowl of marshmallows, and some toothpicks. Once you have the 2-dimensional square, because 4 equal sides forms a square, you can then show them how to make a 3-dimensional one by adding toothpicks like this. In this way, you show them how to transform a square into a cube. You can of course do the same with a triangle. Once you have the 2-dimensional triangle, you can add some toothpicks until you have a cone. The added benefit of this activity is once you're done with the lesson, you can have a mini marshmallow party. The third resource is one that went viral on Facebook, and it is the number cups. This is quite a simple activity that aims to teach children the differences between units of number. Like you have your ones, your tens, hundreds, and thousands. And of course you can go on with as many cups as you want depending on the level that you teach. This is quite a simple resource to make. How do you make it? You will need our famous dice, 4 polystyrene cups, and a marker. Take one of the polystyrene cups and write numbers on the brim of the cup, like this. Take your second cup, do exactly the same, but add 1 0 to the end of the number to represent the tens. Take the third cup and do exactly the same, but this time add another 0 to represent the hundreds. The fourth cup, once again exactly the same, just with 1 extra 0 to represent the thousands. Slide each cup into the next one to represent a 4-digit number. A fun activity to do with children is to use your dice, roll it around until you get a specific number, and then say, show me 3 as part of the ones. They will then shift their cups until they've got 3 as the last unit. You can do it again for tens and use 6 for 60. Do it again to get one of the hundreds, 400, and then lastly again 2000. They can then manipulate the cups until they have the 4-digit number that you got on the dice. And then lastly, the fourth resource is an addition machine. It's quite simple. How do you make it? You will need our trusty dice, some clear tubing, a candle, 2 500 milliliter cold drink bottles, some marbles, and lastly, some pins. What we want to do is get the rubber tubing over the opening of the cold drink bottle. But if it doesn't work the first time, you can always just heat the ends of the rubber tubing and then ply it so that it fits over the opening of the cold drink bottle. And what you then end up with is something like this. Using your carpet knife or scissors, you can then cut the top part of the cold drink bottle so that you end up with a funnel. You then end up with a funnel that looks like this. This is a fun activity to do with children to assist them in visualizing what addition is. Once again, use your dice to determine how many marbles should go into the one side of the machine, and then roll the dice again to determine how many marbles should go on the other side of the machine. So in this way it shows that if you add 4 marbles and 3 marbles, the result will be in the cup that is at the bottom, which of course would be 7 marbles. So that's just a fun way of visualizing addition. So that brings us to the end of another episode. I really hope that you would be able to use these resources in your classroom. But the idea is that you should look at recyclable materials in and around the household that you can actually use in your classroom. This ensures that you don't have to spend a lot of money on creating resources for your classroom. If you enjoy what we do on this channel, make sure that you like this episode and that you subscribe to the channel so that we can have all super teachers unite under one banner so we can make a positive difference in each and every classroom. If you'd like to subscribe to this channel, there's a button right here. Just click on the logo of the channel and it will prompt you to subscribe to the channel. Remember, it is completely free. It won't cost you a cent. If you'd like to view other episodes on this channel, just click on the links right there and there. Until next time, I'm Francois and I am a super teacher.